Rob Manfred's watch. Just yesterday, there was a story again about how the current plan for Major League Baseball, if the Tampa Rays make it to the playoffs and or, God forbid, a World Series, they will play their home games in the same single-A ballpark that they are playing in now for their regular season games that holds 11,000 seats. Like, that's where you could – I don't think the Rays are making the World Series.
No.
But just there's no plan.
Well, you never know.
There's no plan. In case they go on a run in the second half of the season, Major League Baseball has already come out and said, well, that's their stadium, and that's where they're going to play.
What if the A's went on a historical run?
Okay, they also wouldn't. But that's the point, is the A's are even further away in that regard. At least Tampa's only a couple games out of a wild card spot. But, like, yeah, you could theoretically, if the A's and Tampa both were to God, there's no way this is happening. But imagine if the A's and Tampa made it to the ALCS and they squared off against each other. You would have two teams playing in ballparks that seat not even 12,000 people. Like that. What are we doing with Major League Baseball?
They're a game and a half out of that final wild card spot. So it ain't like it.
No, I know they can get to the playoffs, but
I'm just saying, once you get into the baseball is one of the rare sports. It's out of all sports, like basketball, football, hockey, like I feel like baseball is the one sport that if you get in, anybody can win. Like it don't matter if you had 100 wins in the season or you just barely got in. If you get in, if bats is clicking that day,
sure,
you will win that game. And that's in any other sport, I can't necessarily say that that's the same. Like it's usually potentially what you see regular season wise, you typically see in the playoffs. To baseball, that's not the case always.
If the Rays were to get into the playoffs, you would see Major League Baseball playoff games at a stadium that is, I don't know, maybe slightly bigger than Cooper Stadium. And I just it shocks me. I said Cooper Stadium because I'm 100 years old. Huntington Park, right downtown, right? Like that. I don't understand how that is a thing with Rob Manfred. If you want to say Tampa's situation, well, they didn't know that a hurricane was going to come through.
At least they'll sell out.
Yeah.
The atmosphere would be great because it'd be packed.
The Tampa thing, I'm willing to understand that was like, okay, this was a weird thing. But how you don't have a contingency plan to say, all right, but if they do end up getting into the playoffs, then we're going to move the games to this other place. In Florida, there are a lot of places that you could play the game because you have multiple teams there. Also, it's spring training capital there in Arizona. You got to have a park that's more than 11,000. Maybe they don't, but that's just the one that's in Tampa. So that's dumb, right? But also that underscores how terrible the ownership has been in Tampa, where Stu Sternberg, who owns that team, he keeps dragging his feet on selling it or building a new stadium, and they never could figure that out. Now he's probably going to sell the team. That's going to take even longer for them to get a permanent home. So the thing that happened to Tropicana Field, where the roof got torn off by the hurricane last year, that part was the variable that they couldn't control. Everything else in that situation is something Rob Manfred could have managed better, let alone what's going in Oakland, now Sacramento, with that whole situation.
That whole situation is so messed up. Like the fact that, to me, you say they still haven't started the stadium in Vegas.
That was they broke ground on it the other week, and then all the reporting from Vegas was that equipment was rented for the day. There's nothing really going on at the site right now because they're still working on final plans. Who knows if they're going to build that thing, and if they're actually going to get the Vegas thing to happen. That's not the only blemish on Manfred's career. Don't forget, you have had quite a few, rumblings about after the 2026 season when the CBA expires, the Players Union.
Oh, they said this going to be a lockout.
He's already said.
Yeah, they know.
We're going to lock. We're not even entertaining the idea that we won't be locking the players out. They're going to, it seems like, lock out the players because they don't like the current deal at all. The owners don't. So Rob Manfred's going to have that on his tenure. Oh, and by the way, one of the biggest cheating scandals in the history of pro sports, your World Series champion from a few years ago, the Houston Astros, all got caught. And your solution, Rob Manfred, was, you know what, let's give all the players immunity. So at least we'll find out what happened. Great. So now all the guys who were in on the cheating scandal didn't get punished. You punished the manager and the GM and all that, fine. But the actual trophy still resides in Houston. They all, of course, get to enjoy big contracts because of that cheating scandal.
Yeah.
No penalties there. But you know what? A-Rod after he had his cheating scandals. Rob Manfred, and he sued Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
they were in lawsuits.
Yep.
Rob Manfred said, you know what? We're going to wipe all that away. Come on back to Major League Baseball. So that's why A-Rod is a fan of Rob Manfred.
Is he getting into Cooperstown?
A-Rod?
Yeah.
No.
Not a chance.
No. Not when you cheat twice.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think that's not happening.
So I have some breaking news. Me, Fish, and Tyler figured out the YouTube, so we're back on there.
Good.
And
all right.
And I also wanted to disappoint you, T-Bone, and say I'm one of the few Rob Manfred guys that there are out there.
Why?
You a fan?
Yeah.
Why?
So I was.
Because he sped the game up?
I was huge. I was very against when they first added the extra wild card. It comes up on my time hop every day that I say this was the worst idea ever. But I feel like I ate my words on it. I feel like that if you go back to when they actually added it, maybe that was like 10 years ago or so, that added a lot of excitement to the playoffs. And then he sped up the game. He's bringing in the ABS, which I'm a huge fan of. I think the baseball traditionalist probably hates him, but I feel like all these changes that he's making are necessary changes, and all the stuff you're bringing up, that's just stuff that commissioners have to deal with in leagues. Like scandals have happened in baseball throughout the history of baseball. Maybe he could have handled that better, but what do you do? It's like kind of like the same as the Michigan thing. What are you going to do? Take the trophy away from the Astros?
No. The answer
I don't know what you do.
The answer though is one, you go in and say, okay. First you start cussing people out and you go in and listen here, you stupid such and such is like, here's what's going to happen. Either you tell me what happened or you're kicked out of the game. And if I don't think your answers are good enough, I kick you out anyway because I have that power as Major League Baseball commissioner. You tell me what's going on right now. And I give you no promises that you aren't suspended or fined or something. But what you could do is keep yourself from getting permanently banished like Pete Rose. Then that's where you start, not with, oh, pretty please, Mr. Player, would you tell me what's going on with this and I won't give you any punishment. No, you actually come in with like a real starting point of, you're lucky I'm not throwing all of you out of the game. Tell me why I shouldn't, and then tell me what happened here. If they all deny, say, great, we know cheating happened. I heard the trash cans. Bye. See you, Jose Altuve. Never to play again. Have fun. No, that's how you start. And then when they go,
Altuve, though.
Then they go, God, Rob Manfred might be crazy. We better talk to him. Yeah, that's how you be a commissioner, not, would you please, if you could. I know you don't want to take your shirt off, Jose Altuve, with your little wire that you got taped to your chest, but please, could you tell me what's going on? That's what you do. You start there.
You got to make the punishment. You got to give out harsh punishment so it will stop people from that's not doing it from doing the action. Like with the Wolverines, what's stopping somebody from stealing signs? Oh,
nothing. And it's almost the same situation. I mean, AJ Hinch lost his job over it. You could point to that.
Yeah.
But what are you supposed to do with the players?
One person. That's one
person.
Yeah,
throw them out of the league. Show me the videotape. Maybe I'll let you back in the league. Show me the emails that have the text chain that says what we're doing. If you have that, then I let you back in the league. Otherwise, you're all banned right now. That's what I start with. All right, the list is next. We haven't even told you what the list is today. We're going to keep it a surprise. That is coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, some good news this morning. All lanes heading on 71 northbound between Midway and Harrisburg are now open after a serious crash left lanes closed since 10:30 last night. Again, crews just picked up traffic cones. They have since alerted folks that the roads are open right now. Good news there, but we are still noticing some slowdowns, especially just past this intersection. So if you're heading up to this area and want to maybe avoid some of those delays, head off on 71 northbound. Take State Route 28 northeast instead to 62. Go through Bloomingburg, Mount Sterling, Harrisburg, and then ending up eventually on 71 northbound heading into Columbus. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice, powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with speedy rewards and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, you know that complete HVAC system we sell for $12,000?
Yeah, it's for homes that are 1,600 square feet or less.
How big is 1,600 square feet?
3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Those homes are what America is made of.
Get Eco.
ECO. Other companies are charging $15,000 to $18,000 for that same system.
Yeah, I know.
And if your family doesn't need a new furnace, Eco will replace the AC component for just $8,500. Why are we doing this?
Nurses, police officers, office workers, firefighters, and school teachers live in those houses, Jerry.
The people that America is made of live in the houses that America is made of.
We're just doing what we can to restore balance to the universe, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. When a person is doing well, they're making money. But when they're doing good, they're helping others.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Go to geteco.com.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at the Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on the Fan all season long. Yay, baseball!
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some patchy fog this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and very, very humid with our wake-up temperatures in the 70s. This afternoon, we'll see more of an isolated risk of showers and storms. Otherwise, expect skies to be partly sunny with our highs getting into the upper 80s to close to 90 degrees in some spots. For tonight, chances of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, skies overnight will be on the mostly cloudy side with our temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
The list is coming up momentarily, but first, Tyvis has something to tell you about.
Oh yeah, because when the weather heats up, so should the connection between you and your partner. But if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, it's tough to fully enjoy those moments, and that's not how summer should feel. There are few things more wonderful in life than intimacy, but when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have a devastating effect on a relationship. Don't let it be you. Tri-State Men's Health is here to help you. They are there when the pills and the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. There are 2 locations here. One in Hilliard, the other one's in Westerville. You can schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is $99. It includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Free 99, my favorite word. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Call them today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
All right, it is time to do the list, which is this one, not the one I was about to hit. Let's play it.
The best, the worst, and sometimes even the dumbest. It's all here on the list.
All right, today's list. We haven't even revealed the topic yet, but we're doing it now. The top 5 greatest names in sports history, partially inspired by yesterday's news that West Virginia signed 3-star running back Jesus in Cleats, Sir Paul Cheeks, which I think is a great name. The nickname's good, but the name is even better, Sir Paul Cheeks. All right, so we're each going to give, we'll do it like we did last week, Tyvis. Each of us will do one, then another, and then we'll go from there. Number 5 on my list of greatest sports names of all time. I'm going to go with former NHLer, who sadly never played for the New Jersey Devils, though it would have been an instant win, Miroslav Shatan, whose name was spelled Satan. So on the back of the jersey, Satan was just skating around on the ice, melting that ice with his evil. But yeah, that's my number 5. What about you?
I'm going with the guy who is currently playing right now. He plays baseball. I want to say he plays for the Red Sox. His name is Richard Fitz.
Oh.
But.
Oh.
You know.
Oh.
Yeah.
The name got shortened to Dick.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a fine name. We're off to a good start. Dylan, what's your number 5?
Mine is similar. Someone that I don't know much about, T-Bone, maybe you could tell me about him. NASCAR driver Dick Trickle.
Oh, I can tell you about him.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Spoiler alert, he's on my list. Okay. That's, for sure. Number 4 on my list, God Shamgod, which he didn't actually want to go by this name because that was his given birth name. His parents named him God first name, Shamgod last name. So he instead went by, I think, like Shamgod Wells was what he was known as when he played in high school. And then when he got to college, they were like, well, you have to register with your real name. And it would cost like $600 to change his name to Shamgod Wells. So he said, fine, I'll just go by my initial name. God Shamgod, though, innovated one of the greatest moves of all time in basketball. It's the dribble. Kyrie's done it. Lots of guys do it now in the NBA, but you put the ball out and then you dribble it's like a hesitation crossover move called the Shamgod. But
oh yeah,
God Shamgod, all-time Providence basketball legend, great player, at least in college. Now he's an assistant coach for the Magic. He's my number 4.
The next one is crazy because I didn't mean to stack these two. I didn't want to stack these two names.
But
you just
Richard Fitz, and then now who do you have next?
Richard Pohl.
Oh, yeah. Good old Dick Pohl.
Yeah, that's
a guy.
Yeah,
Red Sox, right? I believe.
Cubs.
Cubs.
No, I think he did. And he played for the Red Sox too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Dick Pohl, Red Sox. Yeah, there
crazy.
You go. Dylan.
My next one is Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama. I'm not sure if he's still playing or not.
He's not with the Saints anymore.
Oh, is he?
That's where he got drafted to. He got to be. He was like a 2nd or 3rd round pick. He has to be. There's no way that they released him to NFL.
I didn't know what team he got drafted to be honest. I just remember him from Alabama.
Yeah. He was with he better still be with the Saints. If he ain't, that's a shame.
I lost track of this guy. My number 3 is quarterback General Booty.
That's Did
you have that on your list? Did I take one of yours?
He was next on my list.
Hey, you know what? That's I've been on a few websites where that is a search category where it's just General Booty and you can it's all there for you. That's a name. I don't know why anybody thought, that's his last name. He can't help, but the first name being General, parents are a little weird. He started out at Oklahoma. Now I believe last we heard from him, he is with Louisiana Monroe is where he at least transferred to. I don't know if he's still there. ESPN had him as a current player there, but the last I saw from him was last year's stats. So I don't know if he's still eligible or if he went to the draft. Either way, General Booty was my number 3.
My number 3 is DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
I love that name.
It is a good name.
Yes.
I love that name.
In my friend group, we had one of my friends, Trevor, who vowed to name his first son DeBrickashaw or his first daughter DeBrickashana. But when he actually got married and they got pregnant, his wife said no.
Well,
he broke his promise. I don't care.
Yeah, that's right.
You're crazy if you thought he was going to do that.
Then why promise it if you're not going to follow through?
You know how people just talk?
The Key and Peele sketch where they go through the names, where they have all the dudes that come in with the hilarious names, that was inspired because Jordan Peele came to Keegan-Michael Key and said, "Did you know there's a guy in the NFL named DeBrickashaw Ferguson?" And he goes, "Oh, buddy, you have no idea." Because I guess Jordan Poole didn't watch a lot of sports. And he's like, "You need to look up some of the names." And so then he said the next day he came in and had all those names written out and was like, here's our next sketch we're going to do. So he was the inspiration, DeBrickashaw Ferguson. My number 2 on this list, goalkeeper from Argentina, not exactly like the greatest player ever in their history, Fabian Osman. However, his last name, Assman. Like the Kramer license plate. The Ass Man.
We need the Billy Gunn theme music.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely need
Mr. Ass. Yeah. Fabian Osman / Ass Man. That's my number 2.
Number 2 for me is I still can't believe this is his name. This is not a crazy name. It's just the fact that his name was World Be Free. Like that, like that really messes me up. Like,
yeah,
he really
World Be Free.
Like when I seen
that was a basketball player in the 70s.
I don't know.
70s or 80s.
He played for the Warriors.
That's right. Yeah,
World Be Free.
Good name.
It is a good name.
I like it. Spread a nice message.
I just can't believe that's.
I just always wonder, what do you say? Do you go like, "What's up, world"? Or did you call him Globe? Like, a nickname would have to be like, "What's up, Globe?" Like something. You couldn't call him World, right? I don't know.
I'd probably call him Be Free.
Yeah, or Beef. That could be because Be Free. Hey, what's up, Beef? All right, Dylan, what's up? What do you have number 2?
I think my number 2 currently plays for the Saints. He's a lineman. His name is Will Clapp.
Well,
I don't know why I like that one so much, but I do.
I feel like that running back we were talking about, is Sir Paul Cheeks. If the two of them were standing next to each other, would create quite a photo if he gets drafted and ends up playing the NFL. Yeah, that's a thing. My number 1, you already got, Dylan, and it's spot on though. Dick Trickle. I don't know you can do a lot better than Dick Trickle for a name. I watched NASCAR growing up. It was not a weird thing for me. There was a guy named Hut Strickland who drove in NASCAR. There was a guy named Lake Speed that drove in NASCAR. So they had some weird names, but Dick Trickle by far was the greatest name I've ever heard in sports. So that's my number 1. What's yours, Tyvis?
Noah Kanega.
It's all you, buddy.
I love it. I love it. I love the name.
Oh, the highlights this year is going to be dicey.
I want to be there when somebody butchers it. I want to be present.
Let me tell you.
I want to be live so I can see what happens.
I hope all the guys who run awful announcing, I hope they are ready to just get vacation homes, because the amount of clicks they're going to get when one announcer screws up that dude's name.
Oh, my God. You better do your prep.
Yeah.
That ain't one of the ones that you could just come in and just think you can read a name.
Nope. You're going to have to. That's going to be the number 1 thing on their minds. What's your number 1, Dylan?
My number 1, I believe, is a former Eastern Illinois University player, and I'm going to pronounce this Lucius Pousset.
Oh,
excuse me?
Oh, Lucius.
Excuse me?
Lucius.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got to Google that now. How do you spell it?
No. That's what I mean. You can't Google what you think. Don't try to spell it and Google it at the same time. You're going to have to start.
It is spelled Pussey.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure. Pousset. My guy. Lucius is the first name. Pousset is the last name.
Don't look it up on the internet.
Not at work. Don't get yourself in trouble, Tyvis. Come on. All right. I am ticked off about something, and it has to do with a commissioner in sports. Not Rob Manfred. Another commissioner said something yesterday, and it got me mad. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We are reporting a new crash this hour. All lanes are currently blocked on 70 East, just past State Route 310 over by Etna and Pataskala this morning, all because of a crash. Again, the road is closed right now. Make sure to pack the patience as crews work to clean up the scene. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Now the YouTube chat is aflame with lots of different names that they are throwing in here.
I'm looking at this Chris G last message.
Chris said he had a student at his school who was from Nepal. His name was first name was SWA Swa. Middle name was STI Sti or Sti. Last name is KA just Ka. He said, but you pronounce it all together, it was swastika.
That's I don't think that,
Nope, we're not doing
Why would they do him? Why would they do this?
Well, he's from Nepal. They didn't, it's a different language. They probably didn't even.
Okay, what did it mean?
I'm sure.
What did it mean over there? Because that's what I would call them in the U.S., like whatever it meant.
Oh, so like if it meant like, I don't know, beautiful swan or something, then you would call him
swan.
Okay, right. No, I'm just saying, like, I don't understand it. I have always wondered, like your name Tyvis, if you went to some country somewhere, I wonder if that would be close to some other word or meaning. And
no, he said that it wasn't split up. It was just
it was all
one word.
Oh.
The first name.
First name was swastika?
Yeah.
Bad. Also, CL says best customer name that he had, I guess wherever he works, was Mac Ball.
These balls are coming out fast tonight. You got to squat and be ready.
Thank you. That's right. Yeah, that's a name. That is that's quite the name.
By the way, I mispronounced mine. It's Lucius Puzzi.
Lucius Puzzi.
You cut it real close.
Careful. Working. Trying to just.
He made it sound.
On the line.
He made it sound foreign when he said it.
Mm-hmm. Adam Silver was talking to the media. He said that nothing has become, quote, predetermined when it comes to NBA expansion. He is saying that basically because the assumption is they're going to announce expansion soon for the NBA, and it's going to be Seattle, and it's going to be Las Vegas. And he's saying, we haven't predetermined anything. And then he had a bunch of long, rambling things about the money and, well, if we split up, if we add 2 more teams, it dilutes the talent, it dilutes the money that these owners get.
You know what I hate about stuff like this?
What's that?
He'll sit there and say, we haven't predetermined locations and all those things. And then he'll come right out next year and say, yeah, we're going to Seattle. We're going to Seattle and Las Vegas. And I'd be like, why would you even sit there and lie about it before? Like, it is what it is. Like, I can't stand when you sit there and somebody figures something out and then you got to sit there and downplay it for a whole year just to come around and say, yep, you was right.
Oh, yeah. No, as someone who has, working in this business, you have times where, like, we know about certain things that may be happening sometimes in the world of sports. Sometimes you get a little nugget from the official channels, like at Ohio State or the Browns or the Bengals, and they'll send you something and say, but this is embargoed until, like, 4 p.m. And so it's like we know a little bit of news. If someone were to say, hey, is this happening? We'd have to say, no, we don't have any info on that, but yeah, like I know they do that sometimes, but something like this where you're the commissioner of the league, you're the one who can set those rules.
Yeah.
You could easily come out and say, look, everyone knows Seattle is a market we think is great. We hope we can be there, but we don't know yet. Like, we're not sure. It's not done. It's just not done. All you have to say is it's not done. I'm not making any announcement. It's not done. Same for Las Vegas. Nothing's done yet. No, to say it's not predetermined, though, like that's where they want to be are those two markets.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're pretending like they don't. Here's where I got mad yesterday, though. That maddened me a little bit. That frustrated me. What frustrates me more is that what I never hear from Adam Silver, and I never hear from most of the other commissioners that bring this up, other than Gary Bettman, I never hear anybody saying, Columbus is a market that we are really interested in. And that pisses me off, man, because I look at this city. We are the 15th largest metro area in the country by terms of population and size. Like, we have tons of people here. We obviously have a huge area. We have two, technically, stadiums, arenas that could hold an NBA or WNBA team. And yet in the WNBA expansion talks, and of course now in these NBA expansion talks, Columbus doesn't even get a mention in the top 5. When people say, well, if it wasn't these cities, it could be Columbus, Ohio. Like, Nashville gets mentioned all the time for Major League Baseball expansion.
It does.
They get mentioned for NBA expansion, possibly.
No, because they got
WNBA.
They got Memphis, so I don't think they.
No, but they get talked. That's still pretty far away. I'm saying, like, here's my problem.
But Columbus and Cleveland is.
I know. We're close.
It's an hour and 45 minutes the way I drive because I'm going to do it here shortly. Do it in about a couple hours.
I know that. But also, like, Los Angeles is a much bigger media market. It has 2 NBA teams in that city. New York has 2 in that city. You have so many teams on the East Coast that are within an hour and a half of each other, right? Like, how far is it from Philly to New York on the train? It's maybe 2 hours, if that. Like, I'm just saying, those are bigger media markets. I get it. But the idea that Columbus isn't getting their name out there for years, this is many years ago, Charlotte was this city where they would put their name out for everything. They would say, we want to have an NBA team. We want to have an NFL team. We want to have Major League Baseball team. And then after a while, they got those things because they were pointing at the fact that there wasn't a lot in the South outside of Atlanta. That was right. I feel like Columbus should, at the very least, I don't know why our local people here haven't done more to get our name out there to say, yeah, you can tell us no a million times. We're still going to come back with an even better proposal because Columbus does great anytime you put us on the national stage when it comes to sports. The NCAA tournament comes here, all the women's Final Four. We did that a few years ago. We're going to do it again. That always goes well. NHL people come here for the Jackets and go, that was a lot of fun. The All-Star game, people were shocked how great Columbus was. I don't understand why we're not at least pushing to get our name out there more. It sucks.
I don't know. It just seems like they stuck between Cleveland and Cincinnati, and because they got all the pro teams already, or majority, it's like Columbus don't need one because they can go, if they're Cincinnati, and go to the Bengals or the Reds. They Cleveland, they got all the major sports. So it's like, that's why I think.
I know.
I think that's what it is. It's like they stuck right in between both of them. 2 hours to Cincinnati, 2 hours to Cleveland.
You're right. And that is probably why it'll never happen. But here's the reality. If we went back now, if let's say we took all the teams off the board in all the pro sports and they said, all right, pick the cities where we're going to put an NBA team, an NHL team, an NFL team, et cetera, Major League Baseball team, Columbus would be getting the first look. Between Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus, Columbus would probably be getting the first look at least 2 or 3 franchises. We would probably have the NBA team. We would probably have an NFL team. And we would probably have, I don't know if a Major League Baseball team would ever be here. Obviously, the Reds are pretty entrenched, right? But that's the size of this market is something that people are shocked when they find out the population base of Cleveland and Cincinnati, and they don't realize that Columbus has more people living in this metro area. I'm not talking in just downtown Columbus, but in the metro area, we have more people here, and yet because it was all done a million years ago when there were, more factories and the population was more in those two cities. If they did it now, we would absolutely have an NBA team along with an NHL team.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. The way, the population of this place, the way that, it's the capital, it's right in the middle. So it's like people from Cleveland and Cincinnati, you don't have to choose. You could both come to the middle and watch. Yeah. So it's like, it'd be fair.
Yeah. I want the local people here because I'm sure the answer probably is, well, we tried 10, 15 years ago and we got no's. Great. Keep making them say no, because at some point they start going, well, God, they're so annoying. Maybe and
then
give
it to them. Just give it to them.
Do you think if they went to the Haslams and said, hey, you obviously can't own a team in Cleveland because there is one, but if you would like to own an NBA team outright, we're interested in coming to Columbus. We just need an owner who could back it. The Haslams own part of the Bucks right now, but I guarantee you they would sell that in a heartbeat if they could own a full NBA team. And if you said you have to, but Columbus is the market, they would probably be jumping at the chance to do that.
So if you could choose one, you being a Columbus relative,
Yeah.
If you could choose one out of baseball, MLB, NFL, and NBA to come to Columbus, which one would you pick?
I'm picking NBA. Look, I love the NFL, but I get my football fix already on Saturdays with the Buckeyes. Like we have what I need there. And quite honestly, I'm not prepared for another NFL team to disappoint me this often. Like I like that it's 2 hours away, so I don't have as much. I'm not right there on it.
Dylan, what would you pick?
I'd pick the NBA team 100%.
I think I would pick the NBA team too, but I just think that, I don't know, geography is just weird when it comes to all this. Like you have the Pacers are also really close, and the Cavs. And then baseball, you mentioned Cleveland and Cincinnati. And then, like you said, with the NFL, it feels like we have a football, following here for Ohio State. Where would we put a football stadium anywhere near downtown?
We wouldn't. We wouldn't put it downtown. They would build
end up in like Sunbury or Delaware. Or
it would end up. Yes, it would probably would. You're exactly right. They built it off 71 somewhere. I'm quite sure. I just know that. That's something that this will come up once every 6 months with me, where I will get pissed off again about the fact that you'll see, like when they did the list for the WNBA teams, that ticked me off, where it was like, oh, Cleveland's getting one and Detroit and whatever. And we're going. And it's like, yes, I get it. Some of those cities lost a team, so I'm glad they're getting it back. But I was shocked that Columbus wasn't even like, I'm surprised we're not just so vocal about it that they go, all right, we have to acknowledge Columbus wants a team. They're not getting one yet. But they're top 10. They made the top 10 list of cities we would expand to for the WNBA. They have 14 teams right now. I'm just saying in the next 20 years, tell me we couldn't get a WNBA team at least? I would think.
You would think.
But
we just got the Columbus Fury, T-Bone. Don't be greedy.
That's right. You know what? We do. And we have the Jackets and we have the Crew, and I'm very happy for those. I'm just saying we need to keep showing the rest of this country that this is a great sports town. And I would like it if we were the ones making them tell us no. Kirk Herbstreit, he apparently hates something other than OSU fans and Indiana football. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are so closely monitoring a crash for folks over on the east side. This is happening over by Etna and Pataskala this morning. 70 eastbound, just past State Route 310. We do have a left lane still blocked at this hour. According to our traffic cam, crews still on scene. 2 cars look to have been involved in it. It was a rollover crash. 2 injured as well. Non-life-threatening, thankfully, but a child was involved. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Now's a great time to save on cherries. Fresh picked red cherries are on sale for only $2.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy, for about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor-quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at HIMS.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to HIMS.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Two men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Two quick things. One, my wife texted me during the break and said, Columbus will never get another pro team because we are too much of an Ohio State town, too much of a college football town. And I think she's partially right.
That's like, will Austin, Texas get a pro team?
Yeah, they used to come up all the time. And I mean, they got the soccer team that Anthony Precourt tried to steal from Columbus. Shout out to him. How's that going for you, idiot? Anyway, but they always talk about them, right, with that. But for like the 4 big sports, the big 4 sports, no, they keep talking about them as if, yeah, we really like them, but that seems to have cooled off for some reason. I think it probably has to do with their local government saying, oh, yeah, give a billionaire like hundreds of millions of dollars for a stadium. We're not doing that.
She said that we ain't getting I think that it's hard. It would be hard for them to put a pro sports team here because that would be tearing the fan base away from somebody. Like just devil's advocate. Let's say they put a football team here. Who are you going to stop being a Browns fan or a Bengals fan to be a fan of the Columbus team?
Let Tyvis, I hate to tell you this.
You jump ship.
In a millisecond. I would burn it all down.
Where's your loyalty?
My loyalty is that I was born I was born in St. Anne's Hospital when it was over on the east side in Columbus. That's where I'm born here. Born here. I've lived here. This is my city. I'm saying, like, I picked a town because it was far away, but that was like the Browns or the Bengals were the closest two that I had. So I picked the Browns because a lot of my buddies like the Browns. But if we all had a Columbus pro team in a second, I think we would all ditch our Brown stuff and be like, no, we're good at Columbus.
Who is this we?
No, not you. Me and my buddies growing up that like picked the Browns.
Dylan, you feel the same way?
I do say that. Well, here's the thing. I already told you guys I was a Giants fan that gave up to be a gambling degenerate. So I'm like, I don't root for the Giants anymore just in case I need to gamble against them on a given Sunday. But if a Columbus team came here, I would stop being such a degenerate and I would root for them.
Yeah, I'm saying this is my home.
It was degenerate T-Bone. This degenerate Dylan.
Dylan is. He gave up on the Giants to bet on himself. That's what he does, which I like. But here's where I think my wife is wrong on that, because she makes a good point that I think there are two Columbuses, and I've said this theory for years. There's old Columbus when it comes to sports fandom, and that's the people who are like, yeah, Buckeyes, and then you go to the games and they're like, who's our quarterback? J.D. Barnett. Yeah. They're there for the tailgate. They're there to have a good time. The Buckeyes are their only interaction with sports, and that's the only thing they'll ever care about is Ohio State football. And you can show them a million crew games and all the atmosphere. You can show them the cannon and the jackets and the all-star games.
My goodness.
And they will say, oh, that's fun. Yeah, when's the Buckeyes play? And they don't care. They do not care about anything else other than Ohio State football. And then you have the people who've moved here in the last 30 years, I'm going to say, or people who've come here for school or whatever. That group is the one that's like, yeah, Ohio State football is awesome. It's up there with the Blue Jackets, the Crew, Ohio State basketball, men's and women's. They go and they support all the sports because they're sports fans who happen to now live in Columbus, and they embrace all of it, as opposed to being when it was just Ohio State football a million years ago. That crowd still does. You're never going to break through with those people.
No.
But the people who actually enjoy all the sports, that's the crowd that I think the next 20 years, you will see growth in that area. And that's where I think a smart investor would say, I should put a team there for a pro sports franchise because I feel like that market is growing in that way.
It would take years for people to really jump. Because you asking people who's been rooting for the Bengals or the Browns all their lives to just suddenly stop.
Again,
if they doing good, people will jump on the bandwagon.
I'll tell you right now, let Joe Burrow get traded, and you watch how many Bengals fans will be like, "Oh wait, when are we getting a team? Let's go."
You think that's the
yeah. Bengals fans have suffered, man.
They've been there, and they like Browns fans. They've been. The only difference is they've been to the Super Bowl recently, but it ain't like they just became Bengal fans when Joe Burrow got there.
You know what? We could put the poll up on our T-Bone and Tyvis page. We could do that, a Twitter poll. If Columbus got a pro sports, let's say Columbus got an NFL team. I know they're not. Would you drop the Browns or the Bengals or whoever your pro team is? Yes or no? Because I tend to think the majority of people listening would say, as much as I love my Browns and Bengals, this is not probably going to happen. But if it did, yeah, man, I'm a Columbus guy. I live, whether you were born here or you live here now, I think there's a lot of people who would say, yeah. What am I? Also, it's not like you're rooting for the Packers. It's not like you're rooting for the Eagles right now. Some of these legendary franchises that also are winning things and actually rewarding you. If you were a Chiefs fan, I could see, I'm not ready to drop that team. But for the Browns and Bengals, what have other than the last few years with the Bengals with Joe Burrow, what have they given you over your history other than pain? And what have the Browns given you other than if you were alive in the 50s, they gave you championships, but since Jim Brown stopped playing football, what have the Browns given you?
They gave a playoff win.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Thank you.
It's great.
Respect it. when the Browns name
I'll take it when you beat the Steelers in the playoffs. It is great. It is great that we can hold that over the Steelers fans. They
gave us a fun season 2 years ago. It was very fun. The Joe Flacco season was very fun.
But the bar is so low for what we would say as a Browns fan to be like, oh yeah, that was a great season, right? And I'm just telling you, I think most Browns and Bengals fans would drop their allegiance
that's the case
here in Columbus. If there was a Columbus team.
Do you know what the word loyalty means?
Yeah. I know that I was born here and I'm loyal to Columbus. And this is my town.
When I see somebody, when I talk to somebody and they say that they're a Browns fan, instantly I say, oh, that's a loyal person.
Great.
That means that they're there through the thick and thin.
Yeah. And if you said, hey, the new Columbus team is here, would you root for them? I know we went through this with the Jackets.
Root for them.
I know there were Red Wings fans. That's the biggest one. There were a lot of Red Wings and Penguins fans here because those were the closest teams. And when the Columbus Blue Jackets came in, some of those fans stayed with their teams. But a lot of them said, I'm rooting for the Jackets.
This is what I mean. Root for them. I'd absolutely root for the Columbus team for sure.
Yeah.
But if they played the Browns, that's where the problem occurs.
Oh man, I would call up on my Steelers fans and be like, what do you guys say about the Browns? What are all your jokes? I want those now. I want to use those because I am all in on the Columbus fandom. Yes.
I think it's different for you, Tyvis, because you grew up in Cleveland. You don't feel the same link to Columbus. I've lived here since I've been 9, so I feel like Columbus is home, even though I was born in New York.
I've been in Columbus since I was 17 years old.
That's fair. You've been here. I don't mean to denigrate anyone who's moved from there either. Like, I think there are a lot of people like you who would say, well, I have my hard-won Browns fandom, but I'll root for this Columbus team if it came in.
For sure.
Right. But I'm saying for me personally, the only reason I picked the Browns was like, well, I need to pick someone from the state of Ohio. I want to have a team to root for. And the only reason I didn't pick a Columbus team because it didn't exist. If one suddenly did exist, oh, yeah, I'm all in. And sadly, with the Jackets, when they came in, I didn't have any NHL fandom. I didn't really watch the NHL before the Blue Jackets, so that was an easy one for me. I didn't have to go through what some Penguins or Red Wings fans had to deal with, but for me, it's been a lot of pain there too. But
you don't think the NFL team would take some highlights or some people what's the word I'm looking for? Take some juice from the Ohio State Buckeyes?
I don't think so. I think we have so many football fans here. It would be easy for people to go, all right. I mean, not the only Ohio State.
Like, how many people would go, I'm going to go to the Buckeyes on Saturday and then turn around and go to the Columbus team?
I think you'd easily see 50,000 people doing a double. I think you would. Ooh. I think you'd, not every weekend, but it wouldn't happen every weekend. But I think you would see a lot of people going and doing that. All right. We didn't get to the Herb Street thing. Spoiler alert. He hates Superman. That's what this was. So now you know. Kirk Herbstreit thinks the Superman movie sucked. He's an idiot. I hate him. The Big Ten is apparently at war with the SEC. We're going to talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We are still monitoring a couple of crashes out there in the metro. A little bit closer to the downtown scene. Here we go. 71, that's southbound ramp. 70 eastbound. Expect some lane closures in that direction. We are also picking up on an incident just south of our downtown scene. This is happening on 71 southbound, just past 62. Expect some lane closures in that direction as well. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV. July 5th through 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating. Not like me singing loudly in the shower frustrating. Real life aggravation. They might not return your call. The workmanship is sloppy. Maybe there's just general indifference about helping you. Frustrating sometimes doesn't even describe it. That's why I want to tell you about my new friends at Victor's Home Solutions. Victor's installs the highest quality roofs and windows you can buy, and they'll take those negative experiences you've had and turn them on their head. You'll experience prompt follow-up service, on-time appointments, and their teams are helpful, professional, and courteous. Their service and installation crews always go above and beyond because they know how much your home means to you. They offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install, and their windows come fully equipped with lifetime warranties. So call 1-866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Get your free 21-point roof and window inspection. Experience their 5-star customer service and see why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Again, that's 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Matty Ice here, up at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. They are celebrating July 4th all month long. Right now, for qualified buyers, get up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 25 Silverado 1500. With McDaniel GM Superstore, you don't have to worry about market adjustments or hidden costs. That's why they are my go-to for a new vehicle. They are just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Nationwide Picnic with the Pops presents Journey's music as you've never heard it before. The Columbus Symphony performs Wingborne's The Music of Journey. Vocalist Justin Sargent, both a full rock band and orchestra, capture Journey's timeless music. Saturday, July 19th at the Columbus Commons. The Columbus Symphony performs Wingborne's The Music of Journey. Get tickets now at picnicwiththepops.com or at the Kappa Ticket Center.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. There was no comeback in Nashville last night as the Crew went down 2 goals in the first half and eventually lost 3-0. The loss broke a 5-match unbeaten streak for the Black and Gold. Their next match will be against DC United over at Lower.com Field this Saturday. The Columbus Blue Jackets announced their schedule for the 2025-2026 season yesterday. They'll start their 25th campaign with a road game in Nashville October 9th. The home opener will be at Nationwide Arena October 13th versus the New Jersey Devils. And finally, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark missed last night's game versus the New York Liberty due to a groin injury. Clark has dealt with injuries for much of the season, and her participation in the WNBA All-Star festivities is now in question. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Don't put off losing weight this summer. Reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss. Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Saw yesterday the Commanders made some moves. Von Miller joining up with them. They're trying to assemble a squad around Jaden Daniels, don't you think?
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
This move, if they would have made this move 5 years ago,
oh my gosh.
I'd say, oh my goodness, Von Miller went to the Commanders after the season they just had. Oh, this is absolutely going to take them to the Super Bowl. But he did the same thing with the Bills. It was like when he left the Broncos, which Von Miller, one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. He was.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah. Von Miller is very goofy and very down to earth. And when I got to Denver, like he would call me the Italian safety.
The Italian safety.
He was like, your name sounds Italian, so I'm gonna call you the Italian safety.
Tyvis?
Which one? Your first name?
Yeah,
or
my
your
first
last
name. He's like Tyvis. So
Tyvis?
Said it sounded Italian to him, so he gonna call me the Italian safety. So every time he said, "What up, the Italian safety?" Anyways, he was so friendly. He was like, in my mind, I'm like, this is Von Miller. Like, this is the Von Miller. And he's like, yeah, man, anytime you want to come over to the house, man, you're more than welcome to come by. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah. He said, I got this.
Some people just say that, though.
No,
they don't mean it.
He's dead serious. He was like, I got this big mansion, but nobody's ever there. I'm always lonely, so I want people to come over.
Wow.
So he was like, if you ever want to come over, anytime you come over. So I'm like, that's pretty cool that he was like that. I went to his house for Thanksgiving and all that. Had this big spread. It was great. But anyways.
That's not, now, see, you've distracted me because now I need to know what was something on the big spread that made it more than the average.
I mean, it was the average, but it literally was every Thanksgiving dish that you could think of. Like,
how was some people's dessert situation? Did we have pies?
What's with you?
What do you mean?
Wait a minute. So I'm talking about Thanksgiving food, and the first thing you go to is dessert.
Well, that's how I know it's a real spread.
This is how we know. Listen, we need to talk.
No, you need to listen.
I'm going to let you know, if it was apple pie there was not cheese on it.
No. Fine. I'm not a fan of that. I just brought up that they do it. I've had it. It's okay. But all right. Anyway, so I got distracted by the food. So you and Von Miller, friends.
Yes. Cool guy. My guy. Anyways, if this move, when he went to Buffalo, that's what they thought. Like, Von Miller is going to be the guy that helps us get over the edge, get us past Patrick Mahomes. We're going to have that pressure. And it was a disaster. Like, I don't know what happened to him in Buffalo, but I don't even think he really recorded any sacks. It was terrible. And he had this huge contract there. Fast forward now to the Commanders, I don't know what he has left in the tank. Like, I don't know if he's that elite pass rusher that he once was. No, he has some ability. And then when you talk about Jaden Daniels, he is the guy that I am so enamored to see this season. I have to know if he's able to do it again, because I feel like anybody could do it once. Like CJ Stroud, his rookie year, some people said this was the greatest rookie season we ever seen out of a quarterback.
He was impressive. Amazing.
And then last year it was it was okay. It wasn't what it was.
He had injuries, right? Wide receivers hurt.
Yeah,
offensive line play wasn't as good.
I give you all that, but
you're right.
It wasn't to the level that everybody came in the league saying, like, this guy's probably the fifth best quarterback.
Yeah,
like,
they had him in those top 5 conversations.
Exactly. And now this year they just did the list. He's not even on the list of top 10.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if Jaden Daniels can replicate those same numbers, because the thing about the NFL is this. When you first hit the scene, that's the best time to go off, because nobody knows anything about you. They don't know your tendencies. They don't have film on you. They got to go off of what they've seen in college and things like that. Now that defensive coordinators have had a full year to see how Jaden Daniels played and how he was effective, they're going to come up with ways to be able to stop it. Can he make those adjustments on the fly to still be a really good quarterback? And that, to me, is the thing that I want to see. So I am very excited for Jaden Daniels this season to see if he is really this top 5 guy that everybody has put him as, or did he just catch lightning in a bottle for his rookie season?
Yeah. I'm so fascinated by that too, because I didn't understand that until just a few years ago looking at the NFL. It seems like whatever the predetermination is in the offseason and during this, you tell me where I'm wrong, because you obviously played defense in the NFL. Mm-hmm. It seems like once they kind of get an idea of who is on the schedule and who is that guy before the season, they've got a lot of like, if they know 3/4 of the league right now runs this type of offense. They're going to do their best to gear up for those type of offenses. But if midway through the season, the team that you have to beat next week runs a completely different offense, it feels like NFL coordinators are not as good at adjusting week to week to week to that stuff if they've already kind of got a plan of what they expect you to do. To your point about Jaden Daniels, it feels like I wouldn't have to worry about that guy. He's a rookie. Like, was the perception last year. You probably didn't see as much game plan. I'm sure it's game planning, but not the way they would game plan if Tom Brady in his prime were coming in. There's probably a little more expectation there, right?
Typically how it goes is you have your base defense. You're going to do what you're going to do. But when you go up, things change when you go up against a mobile quarterback. That always changes how you have to play defense because of the Michael Vick effect. You can't play man like you want to because if you play man-to-man, if everybody's back is to the quarterback, he could just take off. Nobody has the quarterback. So there is a lot of zone that is now being played in the back end. When it comes to the defensive line, it changes how they rush the passer because now I can't be relentless and go all out because now if I open up a lane, he's going to use his feet and he's going to get 5 to 6 yards on the lane. So to me, what they do is now you got to put spies in, or now you got to have, your interior not push so far, your edges can't get up the field so far. To me, when I look at that, it's like, all right, we're going to make him stand in the pocket. That's how people do it. Like, that was the Lamar thing. Let's make Lamar play quarterback. Let's just get up the field and let's just stand there. We're not going to get a bunch of sacks this game. We just want him to throw from the pocket. And I think that's one of the ways that they're going to try to get Jaden Daniels. If the scary Terry thing trickles into the season, that's another hurdle that they got to overcome because now you got Debo and I don't even know. Oh, Noah's still there. Shout out to Noah. They have Debo and Noah Brown.
Yeah.
Shout out to Noah.
Noah Brown's a dude that when he played here, I thought he was going to have a massive NFL career because he just kind of was so big. And I thought, man, when he gets
I hated going up against him in practice.
I bet you did.
He was that guy that you see who you about to go up against. You say, come on, somebody else can get it. I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing that today.
You know what, though? He obviously isn't going to like the Hall of Fame or anything, but he has carved out a very nice career for himself in the league, has he not?
No, yeah.
I mean, he's a solid contributor. Absolutely.
From Dallas to here, he's still going. And he was very productive. He had that, he caught the Hail Mary, the crazy Hail Mary last year where the guy was talking to the guy in the stands.
Forgot about that play.
And then he goes out to attempt the ball and no one catches it for a touchdown. Hilarious.
Going back to the Von Miller signing, though, I think it shows it's like a consolation prize. I think talks have broken down of them getting TJ Watt or Trey Hendrickson. That's what I first thought when I heard that he was signed because, like Tyvis said, Von Miller's not Von Miller anymore. He only had 6 sacks last year, and I really think it's just a plan B of not getting one of those two guys on the trade market.
That's fair. I do think, though, he's one of those guys you bring in and say, but we need a veteran who knows how to, win, who's played with winning teams, who's seen it from the inside. We'd like that guy to add some leadership to our team. So there's that aspect, too. But you're right. He's not on the field. It would be shocking if he came out and had, a 10-sack, 12-sack season. That's just not what we're expecting there. All right, we didn't get to the Ohio State war with the SEC. That's coming back next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. No crashes to report as of right now, but we are noticing some major slowdowns, especially for folks over on the west side. Take a look here north of West Jefferson. We have that ongoing construction, and that's where we're noticing a lot of the delays. We have 11 miles per hour for your drive times, again, 70 eastbound heading into the city this morning. Just note that no crashes again in this area, just a lot slower than usual. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for $2.99 with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you walk up and down the stairs, do you feel a crunch in your knees? Or when you lift your arms above your head, you hear a click in your shoulders? Have you tried steroid shots and neither suggested surgery? Before you go under the knife, you should hear me out. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell, and I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without getting more meds and without having to have surgery. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using the treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. Their cellular treatment contains growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. Learn more about something that could be life-changing. A licensed medical provider will go over your x-rays or MRI and see if you're a good fit for these breakthrough treatments. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some patchy fog this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and very, very humid with our wake-up temperatures in the 70s. This afternoon, we'll see more of an isolated risk of showers and storms. Otherwise, expect skies to be partly sunny with our highs getting into the upper 80s to close to 90 degrees in some spots. For tonight, chances of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, skies overnight will be on the mostly cloudy side with our temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Ohio State football, who won the national championship but also lost to Michigan. Michigan, who didn't cheat this time. Beat them fair and square. Yeah, are we ever going to hold accountable? Yeah, whatever. They're allowed to cheat. No repercussions.
That was Shane Gillis hosting the ESPYs last night. Had plenty of jokes if you missed it. They're all out there. It was quite the night where he had a lot of funny lines there. But that one for Ohio State, Michigan, I thought that was a nice one to hear. At least he's a Notre Dame fan, so I'm sure that's why he went after Michigan. But I'll tell you this, there is no doubt that right now, there shouldn't be any doubt that the Big Ten is the biggest conference in college football. You've won the last 2 national championships whether we feel good about that Michigan one or not.
SEC gonna let you say that?
Yeah, well, they apparently still think they're the best conference, even though when you go look at all the times they play Big Ten schools over the last couple of years, they've lost those matchups for the most part. But that's, I guess, beside the point. Brett McMurphy yesterday had a tweet, college football reporter. He said the Big Ten will not back off its preferred college football playoff format for 2026, which would be guaranteeing the Big Ten 4 automatic qualifiers, unless the SEC decides to add a 9th league game, sources told On3 Sports, which is where he reports. Quote, there's no way Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti moves off of 4 automatic qualifiers, according to a source, meaning a 12-team playoff is likely to return in 2026.
I don't have a problem with that, though. Like, a lot of people might be up in arms. It need to be less. It needs to be 8.
There's a few factors here that let's unpack this. Because, for one, I'm with you. When you're talking about 12-team playoff, we could cut that down to 8, and I'd be fine.
Yes.
And you know what? If that means Ohio State doesn't get in, oh, well, don't lose as many games.
Yeah. I mean,
but if you want to say 12 is a perfect number, fine. Put 12 in and leave it there. We're going to 16 for one reason and one reason only. And it's not because we think the best teams in college football are sitting at 13, 14, 15, and 16. It is because they want to make money off of the TV product, and that's more games that you can have if you do 16. The commissioners of these conferences, at least Tony Petitti, he's looking at it saying, I want to have 4 automatic qualifiers for my conference. Every year, no questions asked. That's built-in money. That's built-in revenue. You can build your preseason or your postseason around that, right? Big Ten championship game can become Big Ten playoff weekend, where you can have the championship game and then you can have 2 playing 6 and 4 playing 5, or however you want to do it, and have all those spots available. I don't care. They will find a way to do something like that. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Or they would probably have 1 and 2 get in. Whoever's in the championship game, they're both automatically in.
Mm-hmm.
Then the winners of, like, let's say 2 other playoff games is what they would do.
3 play 6, 4 play 5.
Yeah, that would be the winners there. Those 4 teams, 2 winners and 2 championship participants, all get into the playoffs.
Yep.
And
it makes more money, sell more tickets to go to games, make it a meaningful game. More people will join, more people will come to it, and yeah, you make more money.
I'm not a big fan personally of saying, cool, you finished 6th in the Big Ten, you should still have a shot at the playoffs. Like,
is there let me see, hold on.
Go look at last year's Big Ten. Go look at the Big Ten standings last year and tell me who was 6th in the Big Ten.
I'm pretty sure it was like Iowa.
Okay.
We've looked this up before.
Iowa's fine. I don't think Iowa is deserving of an outside shot at getting into the playoffs. I think Illinois had a borderline case last year. Illinois was better than Iowa last year, were they not?
I think they finished 5th and Ohio State finished 4th, if I remember right.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I understand all the discussion points. It's a bigger league now. Finishing top 6 in the Big Ten is a lot different than it was 20 years ago. But we're talking about winning the national championship. That's not why they're wanting to do this, is to, well, you never know. Iowa could get it done, or whoever's 6th in the Big Ten.
What?
They're doing it not because they think this is best for competition.
What now?
That's what I'm saying. They want this because they want to make more money. So on that front, I'm fine with keeping it at 12 teams. As for that automatic qualifier thing, though, Tyvis, like, how do you feel about that for, like, fairness of competition? Do we want where it's just the Big Ten, no matter how bad the Big Ten is 10 years from now, still guaranteed 4 playoff teams?
No.
SEC still guaranteed 4 playoff teams.
I'm with the 5+11 model. If they was going to do something, I'm with that. But I understand why the Big Ten and Tony Petitti wants the 4-4-2-2, whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
I get that. I understand. There's money behind it. There's money reasons why. But if we talking about legit fair, just the 16 best teams, which it should be, they're just the 16 best teams to get in, then the 5-11 is the best way you're going to get there.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like my only reason for wanting what the Big Ten commissioner wants is because I so hate the SEC.
Well, they're getting the same thing. They're getting 4 teams.
No, but the SEC now, it's a battle between those two, because the SEC is saying we want to do 5+11 because in their deluded brains, they think 4 is not enough. We want to be able to have, even more. But what
I think 5-11 brings more parity.
Well,
to the situation.
I'd like to believe that. And I do think that's the better, more fair system. Here's my concern with that caveat of the SEC to get the 5+11. They say they want to stay at 8 conference games. They are saying before we would even think about going to the system the Big Ten wants and all this other stuff, we have to be assured if we're going to do that, we're not going to do 9 conference games. And I just, I don't understand why the SEC isn't being forced by the other college football conferences to have, this is where you need, and I hear the calls for a governing body of college football, whatever, not the NCAA, something that's governing just the playoff level teams, the Big 2 conferences, Big 3 conferences, Big 4 conferences, whatever you want to call it. That grouping needs to have something that says, by the way, everyone plays 9 games, no questions asked. But the SEC's smart. They're saying, we don't play them now. No one's complained yet. We won a bunch of national championships not playing 9 conference games. Why would we start now? Well, they're holding it out as a bargaining chip rather than just automatically saying, okay, we'll go ahead and do that. Now let's figure out the playoff system. They're holding it as a bargaining chip to get what they want.
The only thing that can change that is the other conferences is still going to have to just keep getting better. Like the Big Ten is going to have to keep winning it more, and teams in the Big Ten is going to have to the parity in the Big Ten is going to have to change a lot more for people to be like, because right now when you look at the SEC, their whole argument is if any other conference had to play a SEC schedule with the teams that's in here, they wouldn't have a winning record either. They would lose a bunch of games because they feel like the competition in the SEC is way more significant than any other conference. And for many, many years, that's true. And for now, I would say even last year, you might be able to say that might be true as well. But to me, I just think that I don't understand how everybody can't play by the same rules. That's the part that I don't get. So because you play in that conference, that means you can't play 9 conference games? I don't understand that part. Like if everybody else is playing 9 conference games, why can't you?
And the answer is because there's no one to force them to. The NCAA never did, and now the NCAA has no power. I will say this goes back to another longtime theory I've had, which is the SEC is essentially a conspiracy theory. Because what do they say about a good conspiracy theory? It can't be disproven no matter what you say to it, right? Like if you're someone who says, we didn't really go to the moon, then if you show them evidence that here's video footage of them on the moon, astronauts, it's like, yeah, that's all doctored. And the fact that they had to doctor all that shows that they didn't go to the moon. And it's like, there's nothing you can say to some people on that to convince them. That is the definition of a conspiracy theory, is any input you give makes the theory true, right? Same thing with the SEC. Is the SEC good? Absolutely. No questions asked. Yeah, but they lost to all the Big Ten schools. Well, duh. That's because they play such a tough schedule because they're the best conference. They're all injured. All their guys can't get motivated to play the Big Ten schools. So, if they lose those games, that's more proof that the SEC is super tough. If they beat the Big Ten schools, obviously that's proof that it's... So there's no way that the SEC can be disproven as the best conference because them losing the last 2 years and not winning the national championship, that's because the conference got even tougher than when Saban was there and Urban was there and they were running it through the SEC. Now the conference has just got so much parity. Eli Drinkwater is really roughing up our guys and there's nothing we can do about it. And it's like, okay, so you can never disprove this theory that the SEC is the best conference. No matter what happens, they could all go 500 and they would say, yeah, look at that. The toughest conference in college football because of that.
I still can't believe Alabama lost to the Wolverines. That really caught me by surprise.
Don't let that confuse you from the actual narrative, which is the SEC is tougher. Even though the Wolverines were not great last year, they beat Ohio State and Alabama.
Is Missouri the only SEC team to beat the Big Ten?
Yeah, and how does that?
They beat Iowa
last year.
Yeah, they beat Iowa.
Well, they're running it up the last couple of years. They got to beat Iowa, and they got to beat the terrible version of the bowl team from Ohio State in 2023.
Ohio State beat Tennessee. USC beat Texas A&M.
See, again,
Missouri lost to Iowa. The Wolverines beat Alabama.
Why are you bringing up facts?
Illinois beat South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. That was because Brad Bielema cheated. And Shane Beamer was very mad about
Ohio State beat Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's not take the actual results on the field of when they played, because those are invalid and you can't really look at those. And by the way, if Steve Sarkisian wasn't so loyal to his terrible quarterback, right, Kombucha Boy, then Texas would have won too. That's what Paul Feinbaum said. If he would have played Arch Manning instead of the former Ohio State player. See, it's because they played a Big Ten player. That's why he lost. See how this works? Anything you say can be used against the Big Ten, and it's only the SEC is great. That's all that ever happens. Speaking of the SEC, one of the greatest coaches of all time who coached in the SEC may be coming back. We'll tell you who next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, getting a lot busier for folks over in Powell and Worthington, so I do want to take a closer look at your drive times. Thankfully, 270 eastbound and westbound looking pretty average, as well as 315 southbound at 63 miles per hour. My main concern is for folks taking 23, especially that northbound direction, clocking you at 21 miles per hour for your morning commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The sun is out and the savings are on. Now at Coghlan Chevrolet. Lease a new 2025 Chevy Trax for $159 a month. A new 2026 Chevy Equinox, only $259 a month. Or a new 2025 Silverado, lease for $359 a month. See our full inventory at CoghlanChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coghlan has the car for you.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 8/4/25.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You are listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
This weekend, Huntington Park. It is the Cardale Jones Celebrity Softball game. Tons of Buckeyes will be there. Tyvis Powell will be there. You should be there. Tickets available now. Just go to 971thefan.com. Find out more. Come out and say hi. It's always a good time. Nick Saban, I saw this starting to get some smoke earlier in the week, and I laughed at it. And I still think I'm mostly laughing at it. But the names of people who are starting to say that Nick Saban could come back to coaching, the names just keep getting a little bit more in the know and bigger every time I read an iteration of this. So
they said potentially Auburn, right?
Well, here's the latest I saw.
Kill him.
Oh, Alabama fans?
Would kill him.
I can't imagine he would ever go to
Auburn. That'd be worse than Urban Meyer leaving Florida for Ohio State.
Oh my God. But you know what? Do you know the amount of just absolute fun I would have, like going and checking out every Alabama blog and message board if that ever occurred? Those hillbillies' heads would explode, and I would be here for it.
There's no way he coming back.
No.
I just don't see it.
All right, so here's where this all started. Greg McElroy, who, of course, played for Nick Saban at Alabama as quarterback, now does all the college football. He calls games, but he also, I think, has a morning show in Alabama, I want to say in Birmingham, so an hour away from Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about this and said someone in the know contacted him and said he was hearing rumblings that Nick Saban was putting out feelers, interested in coaching. Didn't think he was done. And Greg McElroy said, I don't believe this. I don't think this is happening. Mm-hmm. However, I wouldn't even bring this up if it wasn't someone who was very well plugged in to that guy specifically who said this to him. So we're getting a little game of telephone there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that is Greg McElroy saying someone who knows Nick Saban better than a guy who played for him says that this is a possibility. So Greg McElroy brought that up. Then that came up at SEC Media Days with Lane Kiffin, who then he kind of said, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could see him. He coached with Nick Saban. I could see him wanting to come back. I don't take a lot of stock in that because Lane Kiffin will literally say anything to stir things up. So, but whatever. Now you have Lane Kiffin out there speculating on it. So that's name number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, Albert Breer was talking to Colin Cowherd. And Colin Cowherd, I feel like Brian Windhorst. I just got to do the fingers real quick. Like, what does all this mean? Colin Cowherd was talking to Albert Breer, and he asked Albert Breer about the possibility, and Colin Cowherd brought this out of nowhere. What if the Cowboys think Brian Schottenheimer sucks, and after a year they're like, never mind, this dude's trash. Why did we hire him? Hey, Nick Saban, come on down. Albert Breer went on to say, yeah, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. He seems to be interested in coaching. Cowboys, that would be the type of gig that would get him out of retirement, you would think. It's the Dallas Cowboys. And he, this is the laughable part for me. Breer said that area of the country is where he's put down roots. So he would probably not mind going to somewhere in that region of the country to coach again.
South.
Well, I had to check the geography on where Alabama is in relation to Dallas, Texas.
I thought he was just saying the South.
It's 700 miles away. I mean, I'm sure it's a quick flight, but by that logic, he could also coach the Giants. What are we talking about? That means he's saying essentially, I think we're all grasping at straws for this, but do you see any chance of Nick Saban ever coaching again, pro or college?
Nick Saban is like Urban Meyer to me. Like when they retire, you would think that they're done. But I'm pretty sure Urban said there was only 2 jobs that he would ever think about coming out of retirement for, and that was the Dallas Cowboys and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 places. So if he said that, I can see Nick Saban saying, you giving me an opportunity to coach the Dallas Cowboys? Because the first time in the league was a flop for him. It was a failure.
Yeah.
He probably thinks to himself, listen, I ain't got to deal with the NIL and all that recruiting stuff.
It's very clear what you have to do.
And if somebody talking about pay me, you go talk to the general manager. You go talk to Jerry about that. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Well, that's the wonder that I have with him going to specifically the Dallas Cowboys. Again, I want to be clear. I think it's less than a 5% chance. I know nothing about this. I'm not plugged into any of that. But just looking on the outside in, I don't know what. There's only one thing I can see motivating Nick Saban, and I'll tell you that in a second. But the thing I think that would never have him go to Dallas is I can't imagine Nick Saban walking in and going, excuse me, Jerry Jones, I need this guy on my roster tomorrow. And Jerry goes like, nah, I don't think so, buddy. And then you're like, well, that's it for that. Then what do I do? You signed up for the Jerry show. I can't see him working that closely with an owner who is that involved. You know what I mean?
Are we confident that Brian Schottenheimer's going to fall on his face this year?
I am, but yeah, I have no faith in it.
Dylan, you think what's the chances? What was they over under 7.5? You don't think they can win 8 games?
They'll probably be somewhere around there.
Their only hope is Dak plays out of his mind, right, and overperforms what the rest of that roster can do. Because I don't think there's any. No, I don't believe in Brian Schottenheimer. I believe they settled on him. That was, and again, because you have to remember. Jerry Jones' number 1 criteria when he hires a coach is...
They could have got Bill Bellichick.
And how'd that go? They didn't. Because Bill Belichick even was like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not interested. Or I don't think Jerry Jones was... I don't think it was a thing where Jerry Jones was like, I'm not interested in him. I think it's probably Bill Belichick saying, no, I'm not going to go out there where I have an owner who's even more involved. No way. I'm not doing that. But here's why I think Nick Saban would kick the tires on coming back. Again, less than 5% chance. I think Nick Saban kicks the tires only because he says everyone wants to bring up my time with the Dolphins, and I need to shut them down. No one can touch me in college football.
You're either going to do that or you're going to prove it right.
Right. That's why I think you just leave it alone because no one really brings it up. They only bring up your Alabama time. Very rarely do they bring up the Dolphins tenure. But if you go back, you have a chance. If it eats at him, then he thinks in his mind, well, I won't suck this time. I'll be way better. I know what to do. I'm a different coach now. That's the only motivation I could see for him going back.
So I don't see him coming back to college at all, because the narrative was that he left because of what the landscape is now with NIL, and that's only going to get worse.
Right.
The difference between him and Urban, though, Tyvis, is Urban, you could say he's retired, but really his last job was with the Jaguars, and he got fired. If Urban Meyer was having a strong, time with the Jaguars, he would still be there and he'd be coaching. It's not like he's not coaching by choice, in my opinion. Nick Saban
You don't think there's many schools in college that would bring Urban
not
Meyer?
The ones that he wants to go to. Like you said, I think Notre Dame is the only one that he would consider coming back from, and they seem like they're pretty satisfied with their current coaching situation. So
as they should be.
But you bring up the Dolphins. I think in his mind, he thinks he would have been successful in Miami, but they didn't let him sign Drew Brees, and they essentially had to settle for Dante Culpepper, and that is why he feels like he didn't have success in Miami. And if it wasn't for that situation, we would be looking at Nick Saban totally differently. So I do think he has something to prove in the NFL, because he actually, if you go back and look at his time with his Dolphins, and you could probably say this in a lot of situations.
Like Dante Culpepper a bum or something.
At the time, he was, though. They were both coming off injuries, and for some reason, the Dolphins medical staff decided that Drew Brees was unsignable and Dante Culpepper was, and they rolled with Dante Culpepper. I think he hurt his knee. Drew Brees was the shoulder.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dylan.
And so I think Nick Saban feels somewhat wronged by that, and he doesn't like the narrative, whether you think people bring it up a lot or not, that he can't coach in the NFL, that he's just a, quote, college guy.
I would say that I don't know what his motivations are, but to your point, that is definitely in the realm of possibility that he thinks, yeah, I got to go back and prove people wrong. There also might be a chance that he looks at that Dolphins tenure and goes, yeah, because I wasn't allowed to to trade for Drew Brees, that is why that all fell apart, and everything after that had nothing to do with me. And so, like, he may look at that and go, that's why I can sleep at night over that, because I knew that Drew Brees was the guy. I knew Drew Brees was the Hall of Famer in that equation, and if I had him, it would have been different. He probably also has, I would hope, made some peace with the fact that since it didn't work out there, he had to go back to college, where he then fully redeemed himself. And if he had stayed in, with Miami, who knows? He might have coached there for 6 or 7 years and been okay, but then maybe other things happened and they just decided, let's fire him. Maybe he doesn't get the Bama job. Maybe he's not interested in that. And maybe he doesn't get all those. Not that Alabama job was great at the time. He had to bring it back, but it did have a lot of advantages to it that a lot of other schools just don't have. Maybe he would have ended up at a lesser program and then been a guy who just every 4 or 5 years had to move on again. You never know. Maybe he is kind of thankful that happened, for all things considered. But
y'all wasn't a Joey Harrington guy?
Were you? You were a Joey Harrington guy. Good for you.
Not at all. The only person on that Dolphins team that I like was Ronnie Brown and Chris Chambers, because he went to my high school.
Oh,
go Bearcats! Go Bedford Bearcats.
Last thing on that Saban tenure with the Dolphins, at least for me, wasn't there a story about, and I can't remember where it came from. There was a story about someone having a medical issue in the facility, like in a hallway. One of the players maybe had some kind of emergency or something. And Nick Saban, the story goes that he kind of was there and goes, oh God, is this guy okay? And then as soon as people started checking on him, he kind of stepped over him and was like, all right, well, good enough. And then went into his office and never asked about the guy again. I can't remember who it was that had that story, but yeah, there's there are some stories about him just being completely robotic and not caring at all about the guys on the team. Yeah. I don't think it was just he didn't get his quarterback and it didn't work. I don't think he was built for the NFL at the time, and he may never be built for the NFL. He may be more of I need to have full control of the ship, and that usually only happens in college. It's not an NFL thing.
It's so funny to hear stories, talking to Alabama players and listen to them tell stories about Nick Saban made me laugh because it sounded just like Urban.
Well, and look at those. Who's been the most successful coaches of the last 30 years in college football? Those two guys right there. Exhibits 1A and 1B. All right, we'll come back. The buzzer is next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are reporting a new crash for folks over in Dublin. This is happening right now on that US 33 eastbound ramp to I-270 East. Expect some lane closures in this area on this ramp because of that crash. Thankfully, the road status is open. Crews are on scene working to clean up whatever happened. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way, if that's our us a ring, call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
History's masterpieces just wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. The same can be said for Kia's 2025 SUVs. The Sportage, for instance, wouldn't be the same without its multiple drive modes. Neither would the Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display, or the Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. Each and every detail carefully orchestrated to enhance the entire composition. Ah, that does sound nice. The 2025 Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
It's hot out. Stay in the house and cool yourself with the sweet sounds of The Fan. You can watch on YouTube or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan. It's the equivalent of putting ice cubes down your pants. All right! The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
Reeser's in for Bishop and Friends, talking today on a little crosstalk. We were just talking last segment, Reeser, about the Nick Saban story from 2011 when he was in the facility when a guy collapsed. And I couldn't remember where the story came from. Do you remember that story?
I don't.
Okay. I looked it up. Former Dolphins player. It was Heath Evans, former fullback, who retold this story. This is many years ago that he told this story, let alone when it happened. He said they had two-a-days. Geno James, their best offensive lineman at the time, came in and collapsed after practice, convulsing, throwing up, obviously dehydrated, something bad. You probably seen stuff like that when you were playing, Tyvis, right? Guys having a bit of an issue. Well, he said that this guy was convulsing on the floor, and Heath Evans said him and 4 other players had to try to lift this guy up and move him to like the trainer's room. Nick Saban walked in, saw it happening, stepped over him and didn't even say anything, walked up to his office and shut the door. And then later that night came down and said, hey, as a leader of the ship, I have to show no fear. I knew what had happened, but I had to go up in my office and process it and figure out what to do next. And that's why I didn't stop and help this guy. And he said the whole team was just like, what a weirdo. I don't like this guy at all.
That's how you lose the locker room.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody why it didn't work.
No.
So you don't think
for the
he's
Tuscaloosa in the NFL?
You don't think he could go make a comeback?
In college, he could, sure.
Not that. No. He want to scratch.
There's no comeback in the NFL.
He's got to right that wrong.
There's no.
He's not a 6-10 coach.
He's not programmed to work in the NFL. Urban Meyer wasn't programmed to work in the NFL. Like those guys are college football cyborgs that work in one system and one system only, and that's I have total control. That's why Saban's not in college football anymore.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't have control.
Yesterday, I heard Albert Breer, who I respect and think is a good reporter, but he speculated because Cowherd brought this up that Saban could go to the Cowboys, and I thought of all the places, if there was an NFL job. Nick Saban going to Jerry World, where you know he's got final say on everything. Every owner does, but Jerry Jones is so involved.
He's the GM and the team president and the owner.
And the mascot.
Yeah.
And it's like you think of the Dallas Cowboys, you think of the cheerleaders and him. And then like guys who played 30 years ago.
Alabama Jones and Jerry Jones, that's oil and water.
Right? That's no way.
I'd love to see it. Do it. So whatever the Jags gave Urban, have the Cowboys give Saban more. And do this, allow cameras in there, and we can all watch this train wreck.
Yeah, that's. I'm with you. I want to see it.
Put it on HBO. Yeah, I'd buy a subscription.
Do you not have faith in Brian Schottenheimer?
Who?
Exactly.
Was what everybody asked when the Cowboys had that news dump announcing him. It was a Friday news dump.
Yeah,
they announced their head coach.
He was Marty's son.
I understand. It's just another Nepo baby getting a job he's probably not qualified for. These are what happens in the NFL. No, I don't have faith that this Cowboys.
So the over/under is set at 7.5. You don't think they can get the over on that?
I think they can get the over on it.
Okay, that's a decent season.
You win 8 games. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, what does that do for you? That puts you where the Cowboys always seem
You're
to be.
You're in an awful spot to draft. You've got no real momentum moving forward.
All the ESPN talking heads will love it though because it gives them 18 weeks of content where they can say, will the Cowboys make the playoffs or not? And then they can debate that all the time instead of, boy, the Cowboys are great. They're the best team in the NFL. That's not happening.
I know what I want to ask you. We had this earlier. If Columbus got an NFL team, would you leave the Browns fan base?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
See?
What's wrong with y'all?
I would jump off that.
So Dylan put this as a poll.
That's messed up.
How is it messed up? I'm from Columbus.
Dylan put this as a poll on our YouTube. Would you ditch your current NFL team if Columbus got a team? 54% said no. 46% said yes. Now, I asked Rhyme Time out there what team he roots for, because I wasn't actually sure what his team was. He's a Bengals guy. And I said, all right, if a team came here, would you ditch them? And he goes, well, it depends on who we've got.
Wait a minute.
And now and this is my theory, because I said, why is that? And he goes, well, because the Bengals have Joe Burrow and I'm a Joe Burrow guy. And I said, all right, let's pretend next year Joe Burrow says, I want out of Cincinnati, I want to go rescue the Dallas Cowboys, I want to go down to Jerry World, and I want to do that. Then whatever. Or in 2 years, if he ditches Cincinnati, he said, oh, in a heartbeat, I'd drop them and I'd be a Columbus fan. And I said, right, that's what I'm saying. It's easier for us Browns fans because we just don't have anyone that we like.
You're not a fan there. You're a fan. He's a fan of the player. He's not a fan of the team.
No, I'm a fan of the team, but the team doesn't get any players. So at some point, you have to make your bed and lie in it.
The Browns got Myles Garrett.
Yeah, they should have traded him. Being a team of that organization for the last 30 years has made me even more bitter and cynical than I think I normally would have been in life.
That's exactly right.
They got Joe Flacco back.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
It'll work for 6 weeks.
If he starts, barring injury, if he starts a single game for Cleveland this season, I think you take that front office and then you give them tickets and say, we'll pack your stuff for you.
Yeah.
If Joe Flacco starts a game, you would fire the front office.
I would not allow them to have 2 first-round picks next year. Or to use those first-round picks next year because they haven't shown they can identify or develop anything.
Why would you want to see the 2 young guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do know that. Like,
I want to see Shedeur Sanders
week
or Dylan
one,
Gabriel week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals,
that's
who might not even have the 17th overall pick in the draft playing for their defense.
My thing with that is you ruin careers like that. Like Bryce Young, he wasn't ready to play.
Their careers were off to a rocky start when the Browns read their name off the card.
That's a good point. Well, Bishop and Friends, 9 to noon. Anything we should know about coming up today?
You're talking about Bama. They're one of our 20 most interesting programs. Is Kalen DeBoer already on the hot seat in year 2? Luke Robinson, who does the Locked On Bama podcast, will join us at 11:30. We're going to switch things around today and tomorrow. Doug Maurice from the Kings of the North podcast will join at 10:30. Paul Feinbaum will join us tomorrow at 10:30.
There you go. Bishop and Friends coming up next. Right now it's time for the buzzer.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
So there was a story out this past week that involved Uno in Vegas. And it was that Vegas is rolling out Uno tables, and you would be able to play Uno like you could play Texas Hold'em for big stakes.
Had the internet in a blaze.
It did. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that it's totally true. Mattel is rolling out Uno pop-ups at a variety of different establishments across the country, not just in Vegas. However, they said the Vegas rollout is not, they said the casino floor is not quite ready for us, but soon. They say that you will see Uno. I guess they've done little pop-up games here and there, but when people read this, they thought it meant I could go to Vegas and place $1,000 on a hand of Uno, and that's not what they're doing as of yet. But soon enough, they say, they're going to make that a thing in Vegas. And I just think, what a great way to get your children involved in gambling, you know? Because if I brought my 5-year-old to Vegas, she would clean up if she could play in Uno. She's diabolical.
You know, so many people want to act like they would clean up if they did this. Half of people don't even know the proper rules of Uno. Your house rules would not work in Vegas. You wouldn't be able to be stacking these draw 4s and playing wilds whenever you want. Like, people need to know they don't even really know how to play Uno properly.
That's why you have to have friends. Because you go over to a friend's house and they're like, do what? No, you can't. No, you don't draw. No, you can't play 2 draw 4s in a row or whatever it is. Yeah, you have to learn that rule. All right. Bishop and Friends is next. We will see you guys for Big Friday show. Have a great Thursday. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, some unfortunate news for folks over on the west side. We are still noticing some major backups and slowdowns for folks heading on 70 eastbound, right at State Route 142, Taylor Blair Road as well. That's because of that ongoing construction zone. So we are noticing those lane restrictions. And of course, it's just causing people to take it a little bit slower than usual, which is some good news. No crashes in the area, but slowdowns definitely evident. We have 28 miles per hour for your drive time. Again, I want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of pain where you're trying to get better. You keep going to the doctor, steroid shots, surgeries. Do not go down that road anymore. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics. They will help treat you without going under the knife and without the meds. QC Kinetics are the leaders in regenerative medicine to help your body heal itself. And I should know, I've been a client there and they helped me with my knee get back to the running in the summer and going whitewater rafting and all of the things that you enjoy. And this is the critical part about my friends with QC. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. That's peace of mind. It's not just a number. They're trying to help you. They're the second opinion that you're looking for to keep you from getting under the knife. To find out if you're a good candidate, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. The consultation is free, or call 380-284544. That's 380-284544. They have offices all over Central Ohio, so go check them out.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County fire station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.